It's good to see that you're back. It's good to see your arms functioning pretty well, I see.
Okay. Hello everyone and welcome to the BWA Round Table. Welcome to episode 15. We are back. We are back with a very special topic. And today's topic is all about one group. One influential force, if you will. We're talking about ICP. ICP and their great singles from 1999. Dark Force Rising.
Oh.
Yeah.
Weren't you trying to be ICP?
What? He's screwing it up. He's screwing up. All right, now let's get it started. Let's go all the way to the side of the room here. We're looking at the last BWA Pride champ. You're looking at Maurice Jones. He is Black Dragon. We're bringing it all the way over here to Coffee McCoverson. We're looking at Steve Gardino. He is Psycho. We're bringing it here to our very special guest, and reason for this, we're looking at Sylvester Kohanic. We're looking at Avalanche. Turn the camera around. The Nick Mazzano.
Oh, I didn't set my name right.
Oh, no. This is true. There were two ways to say Sly's name back in the day. There was the way Jesse says the first name and the way Paul says the last name. So we are here with Sylvester Kohanic. That's how you say. Sly, how do you say your name?
Sly.
There it is.
It's not Sylvester Kohanic.
All right. So
I used to just go. Mistakes.
Hello. Before we get started, this is going to go up on YouTube after the last part, which was the end of round table number 10. And I was just about to say something really nice about the Rage title. And then this happened. Guys, I got to say something real good about the Rage title. For a minute and a half. So let's go ahead and see what you missed, because there's a couple of good gags in there. I want to go back to everybody's favorite program and mine, Pitch Black versus Marcus. For the Rage title, of course, April 26, 2009 at Vendetta. Simply on merit of it being light years better than the hardcore match from the same feud, the match prior. This is why it gets number 5. Also, all the moves are performed well. And I wanted to do a clip of the start of this feud, because this is where the feud kind of tapers off. The start of this feud where JJ comes out with a fan and cuts a promo on about how this fan is Marcus's only fan.
Coming out today with Marcus's #1 fan, because he ain't shit in this one.
Oh, I don't believe you just said that.
One way or another, this fan's coming home with me tonight, willing or unwillingly.
#1 fan.
We did that already.
So I thought that was very funny. So this feud in its incarnation is finally over. Good post-show angle and acting with Valdez and Marcus.
Acting.
Marcus is a pretty decent character actor. I gotta give him that, and it advances the storyline.
6 different
However, it advances the storyline to the match that we taped right after it, which is the triple threat match, which is number 5 on my worst, where they fucked everything up. But everything in this looked great. So moving on. Number 4 is gonna get me heat. Bravado versus Adam Payne, September 25th, 2011. Steve will not be stealing this one. It takes 2 to tango.
No.
And say what you will, this kid can listen. He may not be able to do much, but if I, in advance, obviously structured this out to stuff that wouldn't kill him, and stuff that he could do after moves that he's already taken, he follows pretty well.
Hold on, you sound like a girl explaining her romantic failures to her friends.
Yes.
But he's a good listener, though.
That's
exactly
right. Except the 2 dates that I had with Adam Payne were not failures. They were complete. Just I don't know how those were passable and other ones weren't. But with his limitations, we managed to have 2 completely different matches that turned out well. And it's not like we just did the same stuff from the first match. We did the contrary. So I thought it was good, and it deserves to be number 4 out of the 10 matches that were good of this whole fucking thing. All right. So,
We're giants.
so much of Dark Force Rising is the physical embodiments of both Sly and Charles. So I thought we'd start off with talking about how we met Sly and Charles individually in as much detail as possible. I guess since Nick's right across from me, we'll start with Nick.
Oh, yay.
Nick, how did you meet Charles?
Well, there was this little thing called wrestling. So I was the champion, and we really hadn't been wrestling. And James was like, I hate you. So I got this guy, and he's going to beat you. And I was like, no.
Little did James know, he was a hard body 9 on the scale, so Nick automatically.
That is like the most Italian thing. Yo, my cousin. Go on.
This guy.
Vito.
So I went to the boardwalk, and there was this guy, and he was tall, mysterious. I instantly fell in love with him. We had a like okay match. It wasn't phenomenal, but obviously I didn't want to lose. He never loses.
It was good for the first time, you know.
Right? So he popped my cherry and took my title.
Which was covered in the documentary, thank God.
So we went back.
Documentary in the face.
Went to Dunkin' Donuts. James was there.
Steve was there.
He was a lot nicer when he wasn't beating me up. Right? And then we eventually became friends, and James and I reconciled, obviously, because Charles didn't kick my ass like James had wanted him to.
You know what it was, too? It was over an internet girl, a cyber girl, a girl that hardly existed. I can't believe we were fighting.
She existed, but she was a fat guy in Peru getting paid $37 an hour.
Steve got that half right, and that's how Steve's stories work. All right, so anyway, Nick, do you have anything to add, maybe to lend to the personality that you came to know of Charles?
Well, so like as we've all come to love Steve's bullshit, his mentor in this was Charles in that time period.
That's not true. Everything I say has truth sprinkled in it. Everything he says has bullshit sprinkled on bullshit and a bullshit souffle. I've seen a horse's ass with less bullshit.
Well, everyone has.
you what?
See, there you go with your sprinkle of truth.
No,
Cut off.
I seen your horse's ass.
I'm sorry, I was saying that in honor of Tyrant.
That's what he would have said.
So we
Right.
I don't know, we had a lot of shared interests, and we eventually became fast friends. And, I mean, he was a cool guy, and contrary to the character he portrays, he's actually very nice.
Yes, yeah. And it's like crazy how at this table he only hates me. Yeah. So, Nick, does that conclude your meeting of Charles?
Yeah, go ahead, let Steve talk some shit.
No, I gotta get Dragon in there.
No, really, because he was real fucking nice to Julie. Fucking ain't rolling tonight.
No, that's next.
Wait a second, it ain't gonna be
Alright.
cold tonight.
It's okay, I fucked Sandra off mid-song.
My memory, I remember when we first came in, like Arrow Strike was on top.
Yeah.
And then like 3 weeks later, Dark Force Rising was just on top and just everything.
You know what it was? You guys came in, Dark Force Rising had the titles for a year. They had the titles so much they might as well just sewed them to their pants at that point. And then they lost them in July, so you were there like a week and they lost the titles.
Like, yeah, it was like, okay, we're going to come in, okay, these are the
And then
top guys.
and then Arrow
These are the
Strike
guys we're
was
going to
on
go
top.
after. Oh, we sneezed. Okay, so Dark Force Rising is on top. They have everything.
Yeah.
These are the guys we're going to go after. And it was just like, just talking to them, and Tyrant was more like just mentoring me on stuff, because he was like, you know, I was good at this, but like, when I first came in, my striking was like trash.
Yo, your strikes are weak. You gotta throw some
Like,
Naruto
he was
moves in there.
like, so he's just like, you know, you're good on this, but you know, bump when you do your DDTs, you know, don't strike like a bitch, you're a big guy.
How
like,
much he loves striking.
whatever. Right, you know, obviously.
Hey, you fucking
on his,
burned RCW to the ground. Nobody's striking correctly in here.
you know, his Mortal Kombat combos. So, you know, but it was definitely more of a, you know, professor-ish role. Because he's so potential in us, but we were the new guys, and he was trying to, you know, educate us on the way to do
Everybody's
stuff.
striking sucks at first.
Not everybody's like,
Not mine. I wanted your money.
that's true.
Oh, I show you how to
You want to talk about, his striking didn't stick. Yeah, let's
He
go
went
back to
straight
the
for
clip.
it. He got my
Oh, clip!
When we were in the tag match, and it's the first time like he was down and showed me his uppercut.
Oh, shit.
And I didn't know it was coming. I'm like, okay, you're gonna do uppercut, okay? Oh shit!
Oh my goodness! Oh my god! Somebody pick up his teeth.
You guys win that, don't you? So you guys got your ass beat if you're gonna win that.
And that's my introduction to Dark Force Rising.
Oh, God. And then Marcus comes out and gives you the bled for days. So yeah, is that your introduction to Charles? Is that your Charles? I don't know, Steve. What was it like when you met Charles? And you were young. You were 14 when you met Charles. This is good. This is the young pubescent Steve just meeting Charles.
Let's see, Charles.
What's his name?
Who was that guy again? Yo, I don't be wrong.
Please tell the Roland. We want the Roland Tonight story. Tell the Roland Tonight story.
Okay, I'll tell the Steve tells. Steve
What? Steve's gonna exaggerate?
Wait, did I say we were on the A train? We took a limo.
Well, Charles and I in our three-piece suits, strolling down the boulevard, ran into these vagabonds named Chris.
And all these naked women showed up. They're like, Steve.
Charles.
No. This is good. This is good. Okay. So, me and Charles are going to meet up with these two girls, Julie and Sandra.
Ah, yes, Sandra.
Julie was accessible, good-looking.
I wasn't invited. I mean, I wanted to go. I wasn't.
I'll verify. She was okay looking. I'd give her like a 6.
It doesn't matter. Sandra was the hot one, and I ended up getting that.
Okay, I need
Sandra
to
was a
know what
fucking
scale.
9.5.
I didn't get anything. I was there, right? I was like, hey, you know, I'm a, no, too much afro.
I'll put it to you this way. Sandra's fucking.
Sandra's like a 9.
Yeah, and I.
But Julie's like a 6.
But Sandra was a 9, Julie was a 6.
On a normal scale, not a Steve scale.
I was trying to get with Julie to be realistic, so I go with Charles, and just to give you an example of how...
If you don't tell this part of the story right, I'm telling it.
Oh, shut up. How cruddy I was back in the day. Alright, I'm dressed too, I'm dressed now, so...
3-piece suit.
Okay, and
3-piece underwear.
And Charles is going in pants with holes and stains in them. Boots that his toes are...
Or his Sunday best.
No, shoes with his toes literally sticking out of them. Holes in his leather jacket. Just holes and holes and holes. And he missed a few spots shaving that day.
I'm the
It
bad
was
boy.
a fucking mess, okay? And he goes, you see now, Steve, I'm a little bit older than you, so I know how to get girls your age. We gonna come with Darren Blacks and vodka.
It's called the Hazard Starter Pack.
So we came with Darren Blacks and vodka.
Yep.
That's how he got me, too. Go ahead.
And we wind up at Julie's house. So immediately, Julie goes, oh my god, this is the piece of shit I've been meaning to punish myself with.
I never heard this part of the story.
Oh, shit. I got more to that story. I'm going next after this.
and immediately goes for Charles because she thinks that's what she deserves.
She's like, this is a fast forward to my daddy issues. Forget Steve.
So Charles goes, don't worry, I'm not fucked up like that. I won't do this in front of you. Julie, let's go for a walk. And literally goes for a walk with Julie to presumably get his cock sucked.
Little did he know that she bites.
Yes, he didn't know she bites.
Because stories no one tells.
Now,
This confirmed.
the fact that Charles
Apparently.
stole a barrel that I had been working on
take
for
your ass.
about 2 months was apparently so pathetic to Sandra that she fucked my brains out right there. She told me to shut up, punched me in the chest with a fistful of fucking safety pins, and went, you're gonna shut the fuck up and you're gonna lay down. And I laid down, and she got on top, and Russian bitches be crazy, man. So
Where did
anyway,
the safety pins come from?
I was not invited. I was like, hey, I like
Where did
safety.
she get a fistful of safety?
my chest was bleeding. It looked like I fucked Wolverine's fucking...
What's
some
there?
bitches.
Actually, the safety pins?
Okay, so can I interject now?
Yes.
The trainer knuckles and went, pop!
Dude, there's one amazing part to this story Steve is missing that I gotta get in there
so
with.
Chris,
No, I'm
Chris
not done yet. I'm not done
Okay,
yet.
well, continue.
We're still in Brooklyn. We're not even at the part you're talking about. Okay? You wait till that rolls around, mister.
Go ahead.
Mister?
Bobby.
So,
I'll tell you what.
Charles and Julie are making out all night, so
Right.
we end up leaving, you know. Then we get to Fran's house.
Oh no, this is a good part, but the part that I'm talking about, allegedly, according to Charles, happens before this. I'm gonna tell that during my part. I don't want to.
Well, why don't you say it? Do it.
He said allegedly.
All right.
He didn't say your country.
Okay. Wait, no, Steve. Finish yours because this is gonna dovetail into something I'm gonna say.
this. I want this to
Fine.
be
Steve, point the camera at me, please.
Yes.
Okay. So,
Point my dick at
so
you, too.
here's the way Charles told the story
Look under
because
the table.
what's that now?
Nothing.
Yeah, here's what happened. Charles, obviously, there was a bit of a transgression here because he was supposed to not be doing stuff with other women while he was with Fran. So what happened is, he eventually, buddied up to me, told me the story, and he told me what he did to impress her, Julie. He said, I was laying on a bed next to her. I took a knife, and I went, you want to commit suicide? And I slit my arm. But when she went, ah! And what she didn't know is I was behind my arm. And then we started making out. That's the part of the story that I wanted to get in there.
Okay, so
Truth to power, that's what I heard.
that is not at all what happened. That is some other bullshit. I would believe me banging this 10 in the room right now like a kitty before I would believe that shit.
We're gonna get Steve sitting on a table before the end of
Just went
this.
from 9 to 10.
She went to 10 because she was willing to stoop down to me. That's bonus points right there. She's compassionate beyond belief. Now she's a saint.
Degrading herself. Now,
Exactly.
Chris and I were walking to the store. We come upon Charles's apprentice Steve, wearing their matching leather jackets, holding hands as they go. Right? And I knew that they went to go see the girl. So I stopped in the corner and I was like, yo, how'd it go? And then Charles like walked by me and like shouldered me and was like, yo, it ain't be rolling tonight. And then
Gotta get Dragon's face with this vernacular.
was like, yeah, it ain't be rolling tonight. And they just walked away from us. And I looked at Chris and Chris looked at me and he was like, what the fuck? I was like,
Who's rolling with my girlfriend tonight?
so there you go. That's my side of the story.
This innocuous little just nothing tale. Everyone had a part and everyone saw a piece of this. Because where they get last, I was at friend's house.
area of Brooklyn, and I saw two dudes. Meanwhile, one was walking outside swinging, singing sweet nothings into this chick's ear.
Meanwhile, back in
the other one,
Poland,
there was a chick swinging with
nothing.
a knife as he walked.
I took a knife, vertically sliced my arm, and then she started kissing me.
I cut my arm off, but my regenerative powers restored me. Then I went and killed Cloud
She
Strike.
know that Rory cut my arm.
Well, you know, I had a blood capsule.
Don't worry,
So I bladed myself.
I used bullet time to escape.
Steve, so now wait, did you get to the part where you came to Fran's house and then you said the ain't be rolling thing again, or at least Nick and Chris had told us they're gonna come in like 3 minutes to say it ain't be rolling
I think we
tonight?
like radio payphone and we were like, pick up the phone! It ain't been rolling tonight! Hot off the presses! Watch out! James Dean and his accomplice are coming, and it ain't be rolling tonight.
I don't know how my story's gonna top this fucking story. Steve, do you have anything left to this meeting Charles story?
This is my beer?
Yeah. There was one unopened one over here.
Oh, no, it's okay.
Oh, this is an
I swear I
undrank
saw
one.
it somewhere.
So Steve, do you have any more to this amazing Charles meeting story? He stole my woo!
Yeah, you also got me addicted to cigarettes. Bitch ass.
Darren Blackson vodka.
I can't pass a bodega without getting Steel Reserve.
The only thing he did was made so I had no money for weed and smelled like tobacco. I was just drunk and miserable and smelly. My personality, my personality had to actually improve to pick up women from that point on.
I started out living on 137th Street. I wound up living on 114th Street by the end of the year. All right, so there we are. What's bringing me? All right. Wow, how am I going to top that?
You can't.
No, you can't. You can't. So what happened was, that bastard. I swear to God, I demand answers.
$1 billion.
What happened? I loved it. I shaved my head. Okay. So my first meeting of Charles actually comes after meeting Fran.
Your head looks like an uncircumcised.
It certainly does.
God, come on.
So meeting Fran
Love dicks.
first. Meeting Fran first.
Now.
It was weird because I was like in this weird pre-scumbag everyone's I got a shot with age, so I wasn't even considering her as a person at the time. But then, you know, it's like
She wasn't a person.
This is a friend. Really? Like, she was James.
Less than a person.
I'm like
What do you hate women now?
I'm like, what is this? That was 03. So I gotta tell the story standing. So friends with Fran and Wicker.
Ew.
And they take my
Behave.
little young 16-year-old self to this South Ozone Park party.
God, did
it
you
was a
really
night
Valerie?
just like this. Valerie was 4 years old when I'm telling this story. So what happened was,
She was like 4 years
Bring it
old.
in.
Went out with her too.
we were at this party, and I'm going to meet her boyfriend Charles for the first time.
Yo.
And I walk in, and they're wearing Disturbed T-shirts, which is the last time someone besides me wore one of those. they were just like they were playing musical instruments for some reason that they had.
Yeah, bro.
There was music television on the television that was providing the music, and it was a cloud of smoke and just this tall, just intimidating force. He walks through the living room with a bottle of liquor. He goes, "You want to hit this liver?" I was liver, by the way. I had a liver transplant. It sucked a dick, I'll tell you that much. So he had heard about me.
So I had met Charles, and that was the first time I met him, and I'm like, this is not going to be a budding friendship. But after that, he started to show up at my house, the wrestling den. That was the size of this table.
Charles, thanks. What was all this disgusting thing to do with Jean-Marie? You stuck her finger up her ass? Yes, you did. Yes. What did you do with James?
I do nothing with James.
You stuck your finger up James's ass, too.
That's where we all hung out, and he came in with Fran, and he immediately befriended me. And I was like, well, this is cool. No one really just immediately befriends me. Like, you know, he's like, yo, I'm a big fan of Chris Jericho and the BOD. I'm like, who? The Brothers of Destruction, Undertaker and Kane. No, hang on. Cool, man, great. Yeah, no. Yeah, I'm about to hang out with you. So we're hanging out, and like most people, and you know how Charles got Steve addicted to his vices, I was the quit school quick fucking ambassador. And what happened with that was Charles was then at my house every day at 7 a.m. instead of going to school. So we became quick friends. And, you know, then it turned to the wrestling stuff. And the problem that, like, therein was that, like, there was then the whole friend thing. So that's why our friendship didn't go much further after that. But I want to wrap this up with a quick story. Can I get a good one? This is how Charles. This is Charles's introduction to our wrestling. I was tag team partners with Chris at the time, and like most people I was with, they were in the middle of dumping me to get with Nick. So we were going to be the Red Faction. Clip. Oh! 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 Oh, just you and me, Minor. There's also Hazard's pickup line.
There you go. James got him too.
So Charles joins. The whole Nick thing happens, and then for some reason he hates me now. But yeah, that is me meeting Charles. I met a very interesting person for being half my life younger than I am now. I met a person that I think his personality is what fuels this tag team and that wrestling character, so that's why I wanted to make sure that we all talked about meeting Charles. But now, well, last but not least, we're going to talk to Sly, so let's bring it in. Alright, so now, Avalanche indeed, Sly indeed, Sylvester Coochie Nakanookie. Sly, tell me more about how you first met Charles. What was your first impression of him, and do you have any interesting stories that ruined your sex life?
I'm gonna keep the last one to myself. I met Charles a few months after I met him. When we went over to Fran's house at the moment. I think it was 120.
Oh, that's right.
I remember meeting him there twice, and then unfortunately he had to move to Ohio, so I didn't know him for very long. Now there came a time somewhere down the line, me and Nick, we went out to Ohio for a couple of weeks, and that's when I actually got to meet Charles as a person.
I didn't shit for 6 days.
No, he did not.
Do you remember the Roland remix?
Do you remember? I don't.
Gonna move out. All I can do is pout.
Oh shit! Yes. No. Oh, you know what? You guys are both here. Paul. Yes. It ain't me rolling. Paul.
Ohio.
Paul came to me with a theory.
I don't care.
Paul came to me with this theory.
Do not put that in the video. That was too much.
Oh no, this next story is too much, but it's going in anyway.
Oh, cool.
Paul, this is gonna wash your story out. Paul came to me with a theory when the both of you went to Ohio, because it was kind of strange that us, who hardly went 5 blocks outside of the place we were born, would go to another state, especially at that time period, which had to be 2005, 4, something like that.
He was 17.
2005 or 4.
I think it was. No, it had to be after 5.
Well, it wasn't 6. He comes back in 6.
Yeah, but it was the year before he came back.
So 5.
I would say it was 03.
That's when I was in Jersey.
No, the winter of 03 going into 04.
Yeah, because
I graduated high school, and that was like the first year I got off.
Okay. Right.
I didn't go to college that year.
Or the year after. I know.
So did I.
Anyway.
So did I.
I realized school. No.
Anyway, Paul, yeah, so that, it was 03. Me and Paul were chilling the entire winter, and Paul's like, James, I don't understand why Nick and Sly, who hardly ever met Charles, would spend all this time going to Ohio. I said, they got on a bus and went to Ohio. Are they gay? Could they be going there to? Is there some sort of like gay rendezvous with Charles? And I'm over here like, well, wait a minute now, hang on. This is quite. Is that? Are they gay? So you guys aren't gay, right? Get that on film.
Charles had Fran and a newborn baby in the apartment.
So wait, is it quite possible?
3 gay men and a baby. And Fran.
This winter on Fox. So yeah. So see, Paul, they weren't gay. They just were friendly.
Yeah, Cincinnati, Ohio, outside the school.
So that's what happened.
At that time period, I just wanted to get out of New York, and it was good to get the fuck away.
So you go to the worst state of the union.
It wasn't here.
Yeah.
It was somewhere else.
No, I feel that. But so yeah, then after that, what do we got? We got more of Sly's story on Charles.
Oh, then once I actually came back to New York the year afterwards, when I was actually going to college in Manhattan, he lived in Manhattan, so I also was able to hang out with him a lot more and get to know him even further. So by the time he came back to Rockland, we joined the BWA. Like, we came, I guess, together to make Dark Force Rising.
Yeah, no, I feel like that came together just right. Like that, like it was almost like a storyline, one of those storylines that we didn't plan that worked out great, like Ground Zero.
Next time on Lifetime.
Thanks, Doc.